Hey, fellow space chickens. This is AlienPhotog, and this recording I'm making today, I believe, is special. And in special, I mean rare. I've had a major abduction 3 days ago now, a little bit less than 72 hours ago. And I've been through this before, and I was actually implanted during that abduction. I asked for it, actually. The state that I certainly am in right after, I say a major abduction, but it makes it sound so bad. It's a good thing. The few days after are just interesting. I experienced several different states of mind. There's been times when all of a sudden I'm drawing a depiction of the fourth dimension. There's been times when, oh, what else has happened? Mathematically proving that 2012 is accurate, seeing that there's a correlation in geometric shapes and numbers throughout our solar system, proving that it's by design. A lot of times I get what I have today, and I would say it's an ability to see things in the universe with an absolute sense of clarity and peace and comfort. An ability to access information that there's really no good explanation for how I know it. They got it in my brain somehow. Well, I've learned this state is temporary, so that's why I'm making this recording today. During this last encounter, which was, like I said, a little bit less than 72 hours ago now, I had the pleasure of being visited by a very supreme being who took the time from what she was doing to come be with me for a while. Because she knew I was having a tough time. And she sat and talked to me, and when I speak to them, the way that you speak with these beings is telepathically. But I spoke with her, and she's like a grandmother, a very sweet grandmother who's accepting of exactly who you are and what you do with your life. Not judgmental of anything whatsoever. Just really cares about you, wants to make you feel good and secure and comfortable. I spoke with her for probably about an hour. I have a name for her, which I really don't want to divulge, and she told me that she really doesn't have a name. She's a little bit over 700 years old, very tall, over 7 feet tall, and of the gray species. But what people don't understand about the female grays, they're all very tall. The males are usually less than 6 foot, but the females are at least 6'4" on the low end, and on the high end, this is of course at maturity. I don't know what age they reach maturity. I guess probably about the same age we do. On the tall side, she's one of the tallest ones out there. They can get up to 7'6" tall, and I'd say she's probably 7'4". But she's beautiful, and that's the thing that they think this weird-looking alien, and the males look very much like the stereotypical quote-unquote alien that people think when they think of grays. But the females are beautiful. They're angels. They have rosy cheeks and this pointy, delicate chin, just very delicate features. Of course, the big eyes and very tall. Just the sense of them is an incredible feeling to be around. So she talked to me for a while, and I went to another location, and there's these extra bright stars in the sky that aren't stars. And if you look at them really close, and this is a really cool thing to do, and I really encourage anybody to do this if they're interested in beginning to make contact, because it was the first contact I made. But if you look at these really bright stars and direct your telepathic thought towards those stars and ask them to start moving around for you, you really gotta want to see it. Don't hesitate to beg for it. You'll see these stars to begin to move left to right, up and down, side to side in circles. Some of them have different capabilities. Some of them will flash different colors. It's quite the thing to see at first. It's very subtle, but if you're really watching them close, and it makes you sort of rub your eyes because it's hard to see for some reason, but it's a beautiful sight. So I'd encourage anybody to spend some time doing that. Usually wherever you're at, even if you're in a city, you can see some of these very bright stars. And they're big ships is what they are. They want people to see them. Don't expect it to go shooting across the sky, because they're at that position for a reason. They need to stay there, or else it'll cause a danger to them. You can communicate with them by asking yes or no sorts of questions, and say for yes, move up and down, for no, move left to right. And they'll communicate with you that way. And what I really wanted is a ship to come really close to me. I know I've been taken to more times than I can count, and I don't know the dynamics of how it happens. When you get into extra dimensions, we tend to see things as a ship actually has to come, or a being has to come literally pick you up and take you away up into the ship, up somewhere else. And it doesn't quite work that way. I don't understand fully how it works. They also have an ability to, I don't know if it's dimensional or how they do it. I don't understand how they do it. They have some way of slipping to a different time level so they can spend 4 hours with you and then bring you back a millisecond later in the blink of an eye, so no one will realize you left, even you, and they'll erase the memory. So, and they brought ships up to a ridge that's near me, which was pretty close. It wasn't as close as I wanted, but I also understand that they can't put themselves in direct danger. And at this point in time here, coming close can put yourself in direct danger if you don't have the proper other ships looking out for you. I mean, it has to be strategically done. I saw the ships on the ridge, and it's cool. They'll other things they'll use is shooting stars to communicate. And I know it's the what is it? The Geminoid meteor shower was going on at the time. It was the day after the peak. But what they do is they'll shoot a shooting star somehow in a specific direction. So like when these ships come out over the ridge, I mean, they came right after I asked for something to come close. I'm asking it telepathically, is this them? And a shooting star goes directly towards them. I mean, it looks like it's going to hit it. It's kind of funny, like, oh, that's a hit and a half, you know, what are the odds? And it's happened to me so many times, I know it works, that it's authentic. So they brought ships up to the ridge, and I was a little disappointed. I started driving home and just started begging them, you know, please, please, I want to see another one. I really wanted to see another one. I actually have a video of it I'll show right now. This is what it was. I took a video of it after it went by. They somehow have a way of occupying bodies of animals or using the vision of animals. And this time I particularly selected what the animal would be, and they told me exactly where to go. And it was a deer. They've used deer with me several times. And I have a lot of pictures of the deer, and they just stood there while I took pictures of them at night. The pictures came out good, and some of these you'll see were up on a ridge, just a little bit above me, right above the road. I mean, I was just driving along exactly where they said to go, and all of a sudden a deer runs out in front of me. And I knew it would happen. It's happened several times. I've had them tell me several times, wait for the deer. And when you do talk to the deer, and there I am telepathically talking to what looks like a deer to everybody else, but I know it's not. And I'll have conversations with them, and they'll share wisdom with me. One time, one told me basically it had a hurt leg, and I noticed it had to live outside. It was cold that night, and it was sort of an appreciate what you have moment. And the beings above promised to heal it for me, which was cool. But anyway, so I ran across these deer, and I'm showing pictures of them right now. And as you can see in the eyes, well, they're green. Yeah, sure, the reflection of the flash, blah, blah, blah. I know everybody's got an answer for it, and I don't really care. So I asked for them to pay me a visit, and there's more to this particular visit than I'm telling right now, but they did, just like I asked them to. And I stood there and watched them, and at that point they told me to start moving along, so I did. Oh yeah, and while they're standing up on the ridge, shooting stars are going down directly towards the deer to point, to indicate, yes, this is what you're seeing. So I went down the road a little bit further, and then they told me they were taking me, but this time they were going to let my mind be conscious in the moment, but I wouldn't see I was going with them. But to me, I was just staying there in my car driving down the road. And I asked them for something that would help me out and to look over my body, because I sensed something wasn't right. So they did, and